Hello and welcome back, hardware engineers. We're back with our third video in the series where we're designing a maximum power point tracking battery powered buck boost converter. And let me show you here. This is the main project. And I'm just have a library pulled up here with components where normally you do library downloads from websites like Octopart and other places online, and then try to upload to your server and everything. The first quick way I'd like to show you in this video is how to add parts from your manufacturer part search feature to your own library and how Altium 365 even works. Then we'll get into the meat and potatoes in future videos on how to get your local files into the cloud and all that. Okay, so last time we set up our project in Altium 365 and started exploring its revolutionary online version control capabilities. Why do I say that? Considering the online and version control in general, in and of itself, is not new. Well, let me show you. So when I do version control with other tools, I do have an interface like Windows PowerShell or whatnot, or Windows Shell, but this is the first time I've seen Altium 365 or any tool do it graphically like this, and it's very well executed and well done. So I can use the thumbnails to select my design. They're organized and alphabetical. I can also look at my components and then see what's healthy, what's unhealthy in the libraries, right? And then resistors. Okay, I can select my kind of resistor. So let me show you real quick in this video how to get how to get components from an online vendor through the manufacturer part search and just simply add it to your own server. Should be, it seems like it's pretty straightforward, would be pretty straightforward, but seeing the steps makes a difference. So the first thing we need to do is, instead of creating components and downloading them from, say, like Snap EDA and going on Octopart, what we can do is search Octopart for a component we want, right? So typically I go on Octopart, I say, oh, I want the cat 16 something array or bank of resistors. And instead of clicking on links and going and downloading them and using my script like I did earlier, where I get it in my local libraries and make a schematic library, then up to the cloud, I can use the manufacturer part search and pull it into my Altium 365 automatically. Okay, so what I do for my new procedure is look for my components in Octopart, see if it has my CAD models, see if the availability is there, see what options I have for downloads in case it's not on manufacturer part search, then go into Altium Designer, go to my panels, manufacturer part search, and then search for this among, say, passive components. What's important is to make sure you're looking in the appropriate category. If it doesn't show, or if you just want to select all, that makes it a lot easier. Then what you can do is you can place this on your schematic, right? That would be the tendency. But before you do that, or even after you do it, I strongly recommend you either download it as a file library if you're working locally, but no, we're dealing with a 365 online workspace, right? You want to save to my workspace. This is the power of Altium 365. So now you can go into your workspace, go to your resistors, click OK. And then what happens is this will pull up options for you to add properties to the components. I mean, this is why I love this so much. And you can define package width, you can update. It'll let you know what it is going to update and what working voltage you're working with, right? And then you can have your data sheets attached. No more of that PLM online management software. You have to upload each file. You download the files manually. You upload each file, and then you click save, and then you wait for everything to save each time. You have to name it a certain thing. This is all managed online for you. Of course, you're doing the managing yourself, but look at that. You can see the footprint is attached or not. You don't have to worry about manually updating these files. And then you can also add a simulation file like Spice Simulation and hit new, and then you can look for the model name, map the pins. I mean, it's just ridiculously good. Okay, I'm going to remove this option and check to see if my component ID is good with my work nomenclature and my naming scheme from my job. I can rate things to see if this is a good part choice option. I can also add more part choices, alternate parts to this part. And I mean, just the time savings, having all of this in one location is what really gets me, because I've pretty much all of my hardware engineering career, I've done all of this manually. All right, and still do, depending on the client I'm working with. So now I can set the name. I'll leave the name as is. And what you do is, instead of saving everything locally in Altium, and by the way, if you're not using Altium or you're trying to get access, you can use a free trial. So click at the link in the description below for access to Altium. Okay, so now let's go back here. Once you're done and you're happy with everything, instead of doing all this manual upload of files to your project lifecycle management software, you can just hit save to server. Now, if that server is 365 or Concord, something local, that's up to your team and your network, but this whole process stays the same, right? And you can say in your release notes, new part added to the library, right? So this would be your librarian thing, and then you can say which revision it is, the name, the description, and click OK. Really, I should have said new resistor, manufacturer part number, so on and so forth, blah blah blah, so that people know exactly on first sight what is going on. Now it's transferring my file. Okay, transferring all this information, all the data sheets, and normally this could take you anywhere from 5, 10, 15 minutes to do a component, maybe 25 if you're not focusing, right? And now it's been added. What does that mean? That means that I can go in my panels, instead of manufacturer part search, which is pulling from Octopart, which, by the way, I highly recommend using Octopart. If you're not using it already, definitely get into that, because you get all of your information. Obviously, you get your part availability, what all websites have, the footprint models, schematic symbol models, and all kind of information about your part, alternate parts, the complete history of the part. Anyway, the benefit is that you're not having to look in manufacturer part search and Octopart's database. Now you can go to your own database, right? You can go to components, and then you can pull from all is connected to your online database, and then you can paste the name. Now this is pulling from your network, not from Octopart. And you can find similar components. You can navigate to CMP. What this does is it allows you to go back into your server, right, where you've saved this, and that would be this location online. And then you'd be able to modify it. In fact, let me show you. This has been added to my network. This wasn't here before, right? And then anyone who doesn't even have Altium can see and look into this space. This is the value, the time saving, the convenience. And this is why I love it, right? So, and you can add components, you can do so much with this. All right. So I just wanted to show you that, to explain what the differences are, how this ecosystem is set up, and how you can so easily get things from manufacturer part search and just put them into your workspace and start working. Okay. In the next videos or future videos, I'll show you the local file version as well, where you would upload those to your server. But this is a quick little way to get your head around how do you even work with this space without having to go through a long deep dive tutorial webinar type thing. This is the process, okay? From online Octopart manufacturer part search to your company server and your online workspace. And then of course, don't forget to save your project to your server if you place any components. And this will give you version control as well, right? This is in your server to say new part added to schematic, and you list the part number. Now what happens is you can click OK. When you click OK, this gets saved to your project up here. So this component I got from manufacturer part search, put in my components server, and this gets saved. I can search for MPPT, and that updated this project. It says just now it was updated. You see that? And then you can open it, you can clone it, you can unwatch it, edit the project. I mean, it's just fantastic. And Altium locally updates the changes that it sees from your server. All right. So thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you're beginning to see how Altium 365 can revolutionize your design process. Stay tuned for the next part of our journey. Peace.